Hi, and welcome back to Cooking with Mark. Today we're going to do a diabetic healthy meal. It is just simply chicken sauteed in virgin olive oil with wild brown rice. We're going to add sauteed garlic, sauteed onions, and sauteed red, yellow, and orange peppers. Here we go. So the first thing we're going to need is a half a cup of sauteed onions and 2 cloves of garlic. It's actually, I'm sorry, not a half a cup. It's actually a half onion of sauteed onion, 2 cloves of garlic, and 1/2 of each the red, the orange, and the yellow. Now, I realize that a diabetic meal can be kind of bland to the tongue, so that's why I've enhanced it with the peppers. It's going to give it a nice flavor, and it's going to make it more appealing to the eye as well as the tongue. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to saute. Everything that you're doing today is actually going to be all healthy. So you're going to use, in this instance, we're not going to do butter. We're actually going to use virgin olive oil. Now, it may look like I have more than half an onion, and that's because, as I previously stated in all my other videos, I actually cook a whole onion and then I freeze the other half of it. So I only use half, but I want to saute all of it up. I don't like it to go to waste. So, like I said, this is a very healthy meal, especially for a diabetic. So we want to make sure that when we make this, it's not going to cause any problems as far as the sugar or the salt, and therefore we're not going to add any of that. We're not adding sugar. We're not adding salt. The reason for the bell peppers is to give it that sweet flavor, yet it'll still be healthy for you. So, like I said, we're going to saute this up. Get this nice and brown. And when you get done, it should look something like this. Now, when you're cooking these sauteed onions and garlic, you're only going to use about a tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons of virgin olive oil. Everything that you cook in here is going to be used, you're going to use virgin olive oil. These onions are almost done, as you can see. We're going to keep sauteing this, and then I'm going to actually divide this, because as I had stated earlier, this is actually a whole onion, and we don't need a whole onion in this meal. So I'm going to just get this all sauteed up. I'm going to divide it, and then I'm going to add my red, orange, and yellow pepper that's already been sauteed, but I want to heat them up. And keep in mind that when you're doing the red, yellow, and orange peppers, you want to make sure that they are not sauteed as much as your onions and your garlic, because you want to keep the color in there. And if you saute them too much, you're going to lose the color. They're going to be burnt, and we want to avoid that. We want to keep the color in there. It's going to give the food a little more appeal. And it also adds if you saute them too much, you lose the flavor. So the whole point of using those is actually to have the flavor in the meal. Now, I don't know if you know this or not, but if you ever cook with butter, you'll see that when you saute your onions and your garlic, they tend to get a little more black as opposed to brown. With the virgin olive oil, they don't get black, they get more brown. And I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can angle the camera down. So if you look down, you can actually see that they're more brown than they are black, which is still, it's okay. It's still going to give it the flavor. These are just about done, so I'm going to actually divide these up. Now I just divided the onions and the garlic. I've added the peppers to it. And you can just smell the aroma in here with the peppers, and now with the onions and garlic. It smells amazing. So this is almost done. So like I said, it was just on. We just wanted to throw the peppers in here just to warm them up a little bit. That was it. We didn't want to saute them anymore because they're sauteed already. They were pre-sauteed. And as I stated before, anytime I make onions and garlic and peppers, I always cut the whole vegetable and saute it all, and then I divide it in half and freeze the other half for a later date. It makes it easier for prep for the next meal. And if you've ever watched my videos, you know that I love using onions and garlic and peppers. So that should be no surprise to you. Alright, so this is all done. We're going to turn this over here. Now we're going to take the chicken. Now what you want to use is, you want to use a breast, breast tenderloins, and you want to chop them up into about 1/4-inch pieces. You're going to then throw them into the pan. All you're going to do is just simply saute them until they're nice and brown. And again, there's about a tablespoon of virgin olive oil in here. That's all we're using. Now, the reason why these can get sauteed with the peppers is because the first thing we're going to do is we're going to saute these up, get them brown, and then we're going to, I've already cooked the brown rice. It's in a pan in the back burner. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the brown rice and pour it in with the peppers, onions, and garlic. And then we're going to use this either as a side, or you can actually, because I cut up in pieces, you can actually put it right on top of the rice. It's probably one of the most healthiest meals I've made. And trust me, if you knew me like everybody else does, don't generally eat healthy meals. It was because somebody had asked me to make this. I was on Facebook, and I started my Facebook page, and somebody said, hey, can you do me a favor? I just found out I was, my partner is diabetic, and we need a diabetic meal. So that's where this actually came into play. I'm making this for him, and I wanted to show him that just because it's a diabetic meal doesn't mean it doesn't have to taste good. These are almost brown. I'm going to do these on low heat because they cook so fast. And if you put them on high heat, what's going to happen is they're going to turn hard and tough. And we don't want it. We don't want the chicken to be tough. It doesn't really matter what you're making. I never like the meat tough. To me, it takes the taste away from me. If you have to chew it and chew it and chew it, it makes the meal kind of disappointing. So as you can see, I didn't use any butter in this. I just used virgin olive oil. It was about a tablespoon. And that was it. Now while this is cooking, what we're going to do is we're going to take the rice, and we're just going to let it sit back there so it can actually dry out a little bit. I actually, now you can use real rice or you can use the boil bag. For cooking purposes for the video, I actually use the boil bag. I figure it would be easier. I don't generally eat brown rice, so I didn't want to go and buy something I was never going to use again. Again, like I said, the purpose of this video was because a friend of mine actually asked me to do it. So I didn't want to and buy something I wasn't going to use here. And it looks like this is almost done. Now we're going to turn this rice or this onions up. We're going to put it on a medium. And we're going to pour the rice in there. Now, as I stated, it was boiled rice, it's brown rice, it's healthy for you. And that's the only reason why I got it, was because it would be healthy for a diabetic. They do recommend, if you're a diabetic, to eat brown rice, not white rice. So all we're going to do now is we're going to take this brown rice, we're going to mix it with all the onions and garlic and peppers, and it's going to give it a little bit of color. And as I'm smelling it, if you smelt it, you would be like, oh, this doesn't need any seasoning whatsoever. And you would absolutely be correct. There is no salt or pepper needed on this because of the onions and the peppers and the garlic. It literally just smells amazing without it. Now, as I said, you can take the chicken, you can pour it over the top, or you can mix it in. I'm actually going to put it on the top of it. I'm going to put a scoop on the top of the meal. This is almost mixed. And I want to show you what this looks like here. So there's what the chicken looks like. And this is what the rice with the peppers and the onions all look like. You can see nice, colorful. And if you could taste it, it would be very flavorful. The smell on this is just amazing. So that's the whole point. When you smell something, it gets your taste buds going, and you want to go, oh my God, I want some of that. I can't wait to eat it. So for me, being a junk food junkie and eating something like this, my taste buds are going crazy. And yes, I have eaten today, but my taste buds are still going crazy, and I'm going, I can't wait to try this because it looks so appealing. So the rice is done, the chicken is done, and the onions are done. Now, as we all know, and not only do you, when you're eating any kind of meal, or if you're looking out for, make sure you don't have too much sugar or too much salt, it's always a reminder that you should always eat in moderation. So you don't want to eat a lot of something at one time. You eat small portions. And if you look at what I have here, this literally is just a small portion. And if I want more, I'll come back for more. But the way it's set up right now is it looks something like this. You can see all the color in there. I can't wait to taste it. I hope you've actually enjoyed the show. This was Cooking with Mark, and what we actually made today was a chicken and brown rice with sauteed onions, peppers, and garlic to give it that flavor so it's more appealing. And it was all healthy. It was olive oil, virgin olive oil, extra virgin olive oil that was used to fry up the chicken. And it was extra virgin olive oil to fry up the onions and peppers and garlic. This is Mark, and you just watched Cooking with Mark. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you have any feedback, please email me at my email address on Facebook, or you can send me an instant message on Facebook, or you can just post a comment on Facebook when I upload the video. I also have a website. It's cookingwithmark.com. You can leave a message there. If you go up to the right-hand corner, there's a link, and it says menu. Just click on the menu. It'll take you to the recipe. It'll take you to the type of meal you're looking for. So complete meals, diabetic meals, or desserts, or drinks, kids meals, whatever the case is. It's all in there. I also have a Twitter account as well. So I want to thank you for watching Cooking with Mark, and have a good day now.